We are officially at week 2 of the college football season, and it starts tonight. We got some great games lined up. Well, a great game lined up, and then some other games that are of note. But then we got an underappreciated week 2, I think. We've got a lot of pretty fun matchups, some solid games coming up. And I've also got a Take 10 for you guys. My best bets of the week, if you're unfamiliar with what Take 10 is, which didn't go great last week. We went 1-9 last week, which is embarrassing. Actually, that's the worst I've ever done by a long shot. Normally, we're like 4-6 at worst. 1-9 is a new low. It's a new week. We're turning over a new leaf. We're going to get better. We're going to improve this week. We're going to look to put ourselves at 500 or above by the end of this week. So stick around. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way. Appreciate everybody for all the support recently. And looking forward to carrying it on. If you're new around here, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. That's how you continue to find these videos, how you continue to find this show. And yeah, it's greatly appreciated. So appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. And let's go ahead and talk about week 2. And with that said, let's really go ahead and get kicked off with tonight's action. If you're watching this Friday, then we've got 4 games tonight that are going to be interesting. We got one good game that I'm really excited about. James Madison at Louisville. A lot of people are pulling the upset here, saying JMU is going to go in and get it done. We'll see about that. We also got Western Illinois at Northwestern, Northern Illinois at Maryland, and Eastern Washington at Boise State. The other 3 games are pretty obvious, but this JMU Louisville game is really interesting. I think Louisville's going to win, and I'm pretty confident that they'll win pretty comfortably, but it definitely is an interesting prospect, right? This is a JMU team led by Bob Chesney. They've got Matthew Sluka at quarterback, for those who don't remember his transfer out of UNLV midseason last year to guarantee himself a red shirt. And he reunites with Bob Chesney. And they're pretty excited about what they've put together this offseason. They're excited about what they can be this year. Louisville's, on the other hand, pretty much in the same boat. Miller Moss, they're excited about what he can be, and he had a touchdown and 2 picks last week in their season opener. Isaac Brown looked the part, 6 carries for 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is a team that certainly has the firepower, has the ability to go on and win a lot of games this year. I'm pretty excited for this Louisville team. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. I'm taking Louisville to win, and I don't know about cover. I think it'll be close, but I think they'll win by 2 or 3 scores. Moving on, Western Illinois, Northwestern. That's an interesting prospect. Northwestern favored by 31.5. Preston Stone last week, 161 passing yards, 4 picks. They've got some work to do. They've certainly got some improvement to do. I don't know that I like them to cover that 31.5. As a matter of fact, I might put a little something on Western Illinois to cover it, but that's kind of where we're at right now with Northwestern in this game tonight. Also at 7:30 on Big Ten Network, we got Northern Illinois at Maryland. Maryland, a 16.5-point favorite. Looked really good down the stretch last week against FAU, but I still have some reservations about this team. Malik Washington was not great. He had 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. If you're looking at the stat line alone, you think he was good. You watched him actually play last week. It wasn't great. There were a lot of missed passes, a lot of errant passes. We'll see how he continues to develop. Obviously, that's something that's going to come over time. He's only a freshman. But definitely something I'm paying attention to as the year goes on to determine whether or not they succeed as a team. At 9 p.m. on FS1, you got Eastern Washington at Boise State. Boise State coming off of that loss last week to USF, and it was pretty ugly last week. They're looking to figure out their offense, figure out what they can do. They're a 30.5-point favorite right now against Eastern Washington. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on those because personally, there's other things to discuss. Moving forward, though, we will not have a show tomorrow, which is unfortunate. And I was hoping to find a way to do it, but unfortunately, after I record this video, I'm leaving. I'm going out of town for the weekend, so we will not be able to have a live show tomorrow. But we will be back on Sunday evening. We'll be live recapping everything from week 2. So make sure you tune in then. Make sure you again set your notifications. You'll see when we go live. You can be here, interact with us in the chat. We have all kinds of interaction for you guys, along with open communication with us. We answer pretty much everything that goes on down there. So I appreciate you guys, and let's go ahead and push forward here. Let's talk take 10 here for a minute. And yeah, we went 2-10 last week. Sorry, we are 2-10. We went 1-9 last week. We got to figure this out. We got to put this together. Get head out of ass early in the betting season. Going into week 2, I went with what do I feel most comfortable with. So last week I did a lot of deliberation. I did a lot of thought. I put a lot of thought in everything. I second guessed everything. Ended up being the worst week I've ever had. So what I did this week is trust my gut. If I saw something, I liked it, I bet on it. So that's what we did this week. And that's typically been a more successful approach for me rather than trying to guess and figure out, try to outsmart myself. Just do what I think. If my gut tells me it's good, take it. So that's what we did. And I think we've come up with a solid list that could easily put us back around 500. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect, but I think we could get an 8-2 out of this and sit at 10-12 after 2 weeks, which I would be happy with 10-12 after 2 weeks if last week and it turns into what we could do this week. You look at this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Syracuse minus 6.5 against UConn. I absolutely love this number. I think that Syracuse is getting doubted big time after what happened last week when they played Tennessee. Yeah, they got beat. Yeah, they got shut down. But I don't think that UConn's going to sit here and shut them down. They don't really have, I don't believe, the talent throughout the field to be able to do that. I think Syracuse is going to go out here, win this game, and cover, be pretty comfortable. I like 6.5 a lot. If I miss this, kudos to Vegas because I don't see this. This feels like a lock to me. Pitt and Central Michigan also at noon. That's going to be ESPNU. Pitt's at 21.5 point favorite against Central Michigan. Wasn't impressed. Wasn't impressed with San Jose State last week. Certainly wasn't even more impressed with Central Michigan, given relying on 2 missed field goals to win their game last week. I think Pitt's going to come out. They had something to prove last week. I think they're going to do the same this week. They didn't even have to put it on tape. They just went out there and executed, won the game big last week. They're going to do the same this week. I got Pitt minus 21.5 over the Chippewas of Central Michigan. Moving on, we go down to the night slate, and Army plus 17.5 against Kansas State. I love it. A lot of people are doubting this Army team and what they can do against a Power 4 opponent. Remember, they struggle. If you go back through recent history, when they have played teams that are similar in talent to them or close to, and I think Tarleton State's really good, very solid team. What I've seen from them in 2 weeks, I've really enjoyed. I think they're a really good team, going to be competitive through the FCS ranks. But to the Army's point, when they play a similar level opponent, the week before they go and play a P4 opponent, they've tended to struggle in those games. You can go back and fact check it, but they've tended to have some issues and struggle points in those games. I think they're going to come out this week. I think we all know what Jeff Monken is. I think we can trust what Jeff Monken does as head coach. I think Army plus 17.5 is a really, really good play here, even if it is on the road. Iowa State. This game almost always sells you an under. Almost always does. And it's serving us up 41.5, which is one of the highest over-under totals I've seen on this game in a while. I'm still taking the under. I think that I predicted this game earlier this week. 16-6, Iowa State is my prediction. I'm standing by it. I think that that's going to be about where we stand. I would be surprised if we get close to this number, but we might. It's possible. I mean, crazier things have happened in the world of college football. But Iowa State under 41.5. To go on the flip side, I'm talking Tucker Gleason and Maverick McIver. If you haven't heard those names, learn them. Over under is at 59.5, and I am loving the over in Toledo, Western Kentucky. I think these two offenses are going to have a blast, have a great game. If you watch these two teams play, you know that they will push the ball up and down the field and do what they have to do. And when you play two defenses like these two teams have, you're in a pretty good spot. I love the over here. Again, 59.5 is what we're getting in Toledo, Western Kentucky. Moving down, we got Navy minus 20.5 against UAB. I trust the Navy defense first off, but then you also look at UAB. They gave up 42 points last week to Alabama State. I just don't think that's going to be acceptable. I think Navy's going to do pretty much whatever they want, move on, roll in this game. 20.5 is the number there once again. Moving on, we got the UNC Bowl. UNC and UNC Charlotte. Under 49.5. Look, we didn't see a lot from North Carolina's offense last week to really be excited about. And I don't really think that we're going to see it this week either. I think they're going to be able to shut down the Charlotte offense, do what they need to do, get out of there with like a 31-7 type of win, and be done. I think 49.5 is a little too much. So give me the under there. Tulane minus 10.5 against South Alabama. I saw this number. I like South Alabama, but I saw this number and I jumped on it immediately. John Summerall's done a great job. Jake Retzloff looked really good last week. Hard for me to go against the Green Wave right now. Memphis minus 13.5 against Georgia State. It's either somebody knows something about Georgia State that I don't, or that I've missed, or this is a huge oversight. I think Memphis covers that 13.5 pretty comfortably in this one. Then lastly, we got Michigan State hosting Boston College. I'm taking the under in this one too. I think two really good defenses, two younger quarterbacks who I think are going to have their struggle moments. I'm taking Michigan State to win this game as it is, but I'm taking the under of 45.5 between Michigan State and Boston College. It's going to be a really fun game. Jonathan Smith, Bill O'Brien. I think these teams are going to hold each other accountable on offense and do what they need to do. So I like this, man. I walked through last week and I wasn't overly confident. How can you be confident about week one? I walked into this, went through these 10, loved it. Absolutely loved it. So hopefully we're on the right side of history this week and we can get ourselves back closer to 500 again. I would love to sit 8-2, 7-3 even would be okay. I wouldn't mind walking out of here at 9-13, but we'll see. Plenty of time left here in the season. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. Seriously, it's been a great summer. We had a great summer, and now we're in the college football season, and we continue to grow, and we're pushing for 200 subscribers. Help us get there. Just subscribe, share this video around, get it out to new eyes. Help us continue to grow here. We love what we do. I love what I do, and I know BJ loves coming on here on the weekends, and he and I have a great time with our live shows. Again, there will not be a live show on Saturday. There will be a live show Sunday evening. We'll have that up. Make sure you turn on notifications. If I were to guess, it'll be somewhere around 6 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm not going to confirm that because I don't know. But that's what the expectation is, Sunday evening. So I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Seriously, it's been great summer. Been even more fun getting into the fall here, and hopefully we can turn ourselves around, make a little money this week. So thank y'all so much. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe if you're traveling to a game. Drink responsibly. And we will see you guys Sunday evening with the Week 2 recap.